Hey guys, hey everybody out there. Welcome back to At Home with Rhonda. It is so good to be back with you today. I've had a week of being sick and have had some health issues, and so I'm back and feeling much better now and trying to get everything caught up on our property out here. And I had a couple things I wanted to work on today, so I thought I would tune in and see who's out there today. Good to see you. I've missed you so much. We had our granddaughters. I think my last video I shared with you that we had all four of our granddaughters here and my daughter for 2 weeks, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm thankful because I did very well, didn't have any health problems or health challenges while they were here. So we just every day we went swimming and we went to go eat ice cream every day at the local farm. We just had a good old time with our grandgirls. So but the first thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to my sister-in-law, Chris. She, for my birthday, had a custom-made apron made for me. And it's got my initial, and then it says At Home with Rhonda. So, boy, how special that was. It just kind of brought me to tears when I opened it up. For somebody just to be so thoughtful and to do something like that. So thank you so much, Chris. That was so sweet, and I will cherish this apron for many years to come. So in my garden right now, my garden is a mess, so I'm not even going to show you that. It's kind of winding down. I've got some eggplant that's coming off the little eggplant bush. I also have butternut squash coming out of my ears. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I was thinking and why I planted so much butternut squash. Anyway, I'm going to be processing this 2 ways. The first thing is I've discovered a way to be able to roast this a lot easier than just throwing it in your oven. And I believe that there are some people out there who claim to not like squashes, especially butternut squash. So I'm going to do 2 different things. I'm going to show you how I roast it in my air fryer and put a little sea salt on it. It's really, really good. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to preserve it. So we are going to be doing that today at Home with Rhonda. And if you are intrigued, if you've got a husband or a son who has really, they've just never liked any of the squashes, especially butternut squash, I would say tune in and watch how I do this. And I think that maybe they won't love it to death, but maybe they'll say, hey, I can eat that. And you can get some good nutritional fruits and vegetables in there. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to air fry. So let me, I'm going to get this, I'm going to prepare this. And I'm going to take a minute and sign off so that I can chop off the ends. I actually have like a potato peeler that I'm going to use to get all the skin off. One of my health challenges is I can't eat the skin. So even though a roasted butternut squash skin would be delicious, I just can't do that. So give me a few minutes. I'm going to sign off for now, and I'm going to get this prepared, and then we're going to get it ready for the air fryer. So I'll see you in just a minute. Hey there, I'm back. So I got my butternut squash all peeled, and of course, as I've talked to you before, everything that is organic goes into my compost bucket. And when I get that filled up, I have a great big old compost bin outside in my herb garden that I put everything in. So that's what I'm going to do with my scraps. But to make it a little bit safer for cutting, I chopped it into 2 portions. And also I'm going to make butternut squash fries. That's what I'm working for. So I've cut it off in 2 sections, and then I peeled it. And just let me take a moment and say, when you are working with butternut squash or pumpkin, sweet potatoes, they are very hard. And if you're not watching where your fingers are at all times, making sure to keep the blade away from your fingers, you can have an accident. That knife can slip, and before you know it, you're on your way to the hospital. So just, putting that out there. Just be very careful. And so to keep my fingers safe, it's easier just to cut it into 2 portions. And now what I'm going to do, let's see if you can see me. I'm going to cut it in half. And this all depends on, too, how big your butternut squash. I do not like to get, I don't like for my butternut squash or my zucchinis or cucumbers, I don't like for them to get really big. I feel like they get spongy if they're really big. I feel like they start to lose some of the flavor that I really like. So I would recommend, this is a good size, but because this is the size I'm working with, I'm only going to cut it in half for this section, and then I'm simply going to put it into thin, not too thin, but not thick either. I'm going to slice it into little fries, kind of like that. Okay? I don't know, that's maybe a half an inch, something like that. I'm going to just slice both of those. Okay. And then I'll do the other half of that one in a moment. But now I've got this big boy. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm watching where my hand is, and I'm going to slice it in the middle. And with any squash, you have the seeds. So for me, it's the right tool for the right job, right? And even though this tool is made for melons, it works wonderful. I've got this little melon thingy here. I don't know where I got it, but it's awesome. And I'm just going to scoop these seeds out and put them in my compost. So I'll be right back when I get done with that. Okay, y'all. So now I have scooped out all of the seeds, and it looks like this. And so now I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to hold it. I think I'm going to hold it. I just threw it across the counter there. So I'm going to hold it like this. Hopefully you can see me. And I'm just going to slice up some thin butternut squash French fries. That's what we're going to call it. Oh my gosh, so I've had to be creative with how many of these. I've already frozen and put up several individual bags that I can enjoy next year. But, and again, when I get close to getting to the end, where your fingers are a little too close, I like to come and put my hands on top like this, or maybe even your hands. So you just have to be careful. Keep those fingers out of danger. Okay, and one more. Let's see here. I'm going to put my fingers on either side and very carefully until I can engage the knife there. So I'm going to stop for just a minute and cut up the other one, and I think then we'll be ready to get our air fryer out. Be back. Okay guys, so I have my butternut squash fries. I don't know if you can see that in my air fryer, and all I have done is I've put a little bit of olive oil on there, and now I'm going to just crank it all the way up to 400 degrees. I don't know if your air fryer is just like mine, but I crank it all the way up, and in about 15 minutes it's going to be ready. So we'll be back in just a minute. Hey, I forgot to mention, sorry about that. When you are air frying, if you're not familiar with an air fryer, especially like if you're making fries, anything like this, you need to about a couple of times, maybe 3 times, is you just kind of give it a little shaky shake. And what that does is it just kind of disperses, the oil and everything around there. So if you're going to be cooking about 20 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 times, you just like every 5 minutes, 7 minutes or something like that, you want to give it a little shake. So it's almost done, so we'll be right back. Bye. Okay guys, I think we're ready. I put a little bit of Morton sea salt on there. This is what I use. Hold on. So I put a little bit of that on, just a little shake, just however much that you like, and now we're going to give it a whirl. Perfectly tender. On the outside, I think I need a little bit more salt. And because there's a little bit of olive oil residue on there, that salt is going to stick. I'm not usually one to put a lot of salt on things, but on this, I can't even tell you. I just believe that somehow you're going to have some people who have told you they don't like squash, and they're going to love this. At least like it. So, here goes. It's delicious. You're going to have to try it. So easy, 15 minutes. you almost spend more time in preparation than you do in actually cooking it. So anyway, I hope that you will give it a whirl and see if you have a new recipe for butternut squash fries. Take care and have a good one.